As the much-anticipated bout between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul draws near, the buzz is intensifying, with Joe Rogan leading the charge of critics. Rogan, who once held a more lenient stance towards Jake Paul, has now gone off the rails with his criticism. His intense reaction underscores his belief that this fight could end disastrously for Tyson. The drama is real, and as the fight date approaches, the stakes couldn't be higher. Joe Rogan, known for his deep insights into the fight world, has recently applied significant pressure on Jake Paul to reconsider his upcoming fight against Mike Tyson. Rogan's concerns are not just casual musings, they are profound and backed by his extensive experience in combat sports. He's not holding back, making it clear that this match could be a terrible mistake for both fighters, but especially for Jake Paul. Jake Paul has undeniably made significant strides in boxing. He's shown charisma, built a solid following, and more importantly, delivered results in the ring. But Rogan warns that Mike Tyson represents an entirely different level of challenge. Tyson, a legend who revolutionized the heavyweight division, is more than just an opponent, he's almost like a lion waiting in its den. Rogan argues that the risks Jake is taking by facing Tyson far outweigh any potential rewards. Rogan's criticism has escalated to the point where he's openly threatening Jake Paul. He's emphasized that Tyson is a dangerous adversary, someone who could seriously jeopardize Jake's career and possibly his health. The sheer intensity of Rogan's warnings suggests that he believes Jake might be making the biggest mistake of his life. Adding to the drama is Tyson's age and his storied career. At nearly 50 years old, Tyson has taken significant damage from his past fights against heavyweights like Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield. Rogan believes Jake Paul might be underestimating how daunting a task it would be to face Tyson, especially considering Tyson's legendary power and intimidating presence. Rogan's social media presence has been relentless. He's bombarding Jake Paul with warnings, expressing deep skepticism about the matchup. Rogan is trying to shake Jake into realizing the gravity of the situation. He argues that facing Tyson isn't just about boxing skills, it's also about confronting a legendary figure who commands immense respect and fear. The stakes have never been higher for Jake Paul. The fallout from a potential loss to Tyson could be disastrous for his career. Rogan views this situation as a classic example of someone biting off more than they can chew chasing a big payday without fully understanding the potential consequences. Jake Paul, however, seems to be riding high on his recent successes. His sixth-round knockout victory over bare-knuckle brawler Mike Perry on July 20, 2024 in Tampa, Florida, is the latest feather in his cap. Jake knocked Perry down 3 times before finally ending the fight. Such a win could easily inflate anyone's confidence. However, Rogan believes Jake might be overlooking a crucial detail. Perry is an MMA fighter transitioning into bare-knuckle boxing, not a seasoned pro boxer. Rogan isn't ready to praise Jake for this win. He suggests that it was just another example of Jake orchestrating his matchups to look impressive. Jake has a history of fighting washed-up NBA players or MMA stars who aren't top-tier boxers. Rogan points out that now Jake is following this trend with his upcoming bout against Mike Tyson. But Tyson is a different beast, entirely one of the most formidable fighters in history. Facing Tyson could be a serious reality check for Jake. Rogan's concerns go beyond Jake's career and boxing ranking. While Rogan might not care much about Jake's place in the boxing world or his financial gains, he's deeply worried about what's at stake with this Tyson fight. For Rogan, the issue isn't just Jake's reputation, it's the potential for a career-defining disaster if Jake underestimates Tyson and pays the price for it. Mike Tyson's recent training videos have created quite a stir online, and for good reason. Despite being in his late 50s, Tyson is showing off an impressive level of intensity and skill, prompting reactions from fans and experts alike. The buzz around Tyson's workout suggests he's in peak form, with many asserting that his speed and power remain undiminished. Joe Rogan, a prominent figure in the fight community and a known admirer of Tyson, has commented on the situation, noting that Tyson's performance on the pads demonstrates he hasn't lost any of his edge. Rogan's insights carry significant weight, especially given his deep connection to Tyson and his extensive experience in the combat sports world. The potential matchup between Tyson and Jake Paul is generating substantial concern due to their vast age difference. Tyson is 58, while Paul is 27. This disparity raises concerns about the risks involved, with some fearing the fight could be dangerously one-sided. Rogan has voiced serious apprehensions about the match, even suggesting it could have severe consequences for Tyson. As someone deeply embedded in the fight game, Rogan's warnings about the potential dangers of this clash are taken seriously by many in the boxing community, underscoring the gravity of the situation. The potential fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson isn't just raising eyebrows because of Jake Paul's career implications, it's also a serious health concern for Tyson. Despite his impressive training regimen, Tyson, who has a history of health issues like ulcers, faces significant risks stepping back into the ring at his age. Joe Rogan has voiced his worries about Tyson's well-being, stressing that the intense training could be harmful, especially given Tyson's medical history. Lawrence Kinski, a Chicago-based gastroenterologist, has also expressed concern. He suggests that if he were treating Tyson for an ulcer, he would advise postponing the fight. The severity of untreated ulcers could lead to dangerous complications, such as perforations, which require emergency surgery. Beyond the medical concerns, many fans are critical of Jake Paul for targeting Tyson. They argue that it's unethical for a 27-year-old to challenge a 58-year-old boxing legend. Critics believe that if Paul wants to establish himself in professional boxing, he should be facing opponents closer to his own age and skill level rather than putting Tyson's health at risk. This sentiment is echoed by numerous boxing enthusiasts who see the matchup as unfair and exploitative. UFC legend Demetrius Johnson has also weighed in on the potential Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight, calling for it to be canceled. Johnson, one of the most decorated champions in UFC history, believes that despite Netflix's interest in making the fight happen, it's too risky for Tyson, who has a history of health issues. Johnson argues that Paul should take on other prominent boxers in safer matchups rather than pushing for a fight that could severely impact Tyson's well-being. He feels Tyson's decision to continue training despite medical concerns could lead to serious complications, potentially forcing him out of the ring permanently. Adding to the controversy, Joe Rogan has reportedly threatened Jake Paul, suggesting that if Paul doesn't back out of the Tyson fight, Rogan will release damaging information about Paul, including accusations of steroid use. Rogan's comments reflect his serious concerns for Tyson's health and his frustration with the fight's potential